Christmas dinner. The house smelled like cinnamon and false warmth. My niece, 5 years old, refused to sit in her chair. "The chair hurts me," she whispered, standing by the wall. My brother's voice cut through the room. "She's being dramatic." His wife forced the girl down anyway, pressing her shoulders until she obeyed. The child cried quietly while the table filled with laughter. Forks clinked, wine poured, the performance resumed. I couldn't eat. I watched her small hands grip the edge of the table, her face pale, eyes wide. When I went to the kitchen for more wine, she followed me. Her voice was tiny. "Uncle, it hurts when I sit." Then she lifted the hem of her dress just enough for me to see. A bruise, fresh, purple blooming into yellow. My chest tightened. The hum of the refrigerator filled the silence between us. "Who did that?" I asked. She looked toward the dining room, at her father, and my world went still. I didn't react right away. I smiled instead, poured her a glass of water, told her to go play. Inside, something shifted. The air in my lungs turned sharp. I'd always admired my brother, successful, disciplined, the family's golden son. He spoke with conviction. People listened. I used to think he was strength disguised as calm. Now I saw what calm really was: control. When I returned to the table, he was laughing at some story about work, his arm around his wife, his tone effortless. No one noticed the child had gone quiet. After dessert, I offered to tuck her in. My brother shrugged. "Sure, she likes you." Her room was pink, too neat. I sat beside her bed and asked gently, "What did you mean, sweetheart, when you said the chair hurts?" She turned to face the wall. "Daddy said not to tell." I didn't press. Not yet. I stayed awake that night, replaying her words over and over until they didn't sound real anymore. But they were. I started visiting more often. Never unannounced. He hated surprises. I watched, listened. Every gesture, every phrase between them became a clue. The way she flinched when he raised his voice. How she avoided his side of the table. He caught me looking once. "You okay, man?" "Just tired." He smiled, but his eyes studied me too long. I began to document things quietly. Photos, notes, the times she missed school, the bruises that changed shape but never disappeared. I told myself I needed proof before I acted. That was a lie. I was afraid. Afraid of being wrong. Afraid of tearing the family open for nothing. But one evening, his wife called. Her voice cracked through the phone. "You need to see something." When I arrived, she handed me her phone. A video. He'd forgotten to log out of the home camera app. He was yelling. The girl sobbing. Then, silence. Long, hollow silence. Her mother's hand shook as she handed me the screen. "I can't protect her anymore," she said. That was the moment I stopped thinking like a brother and started planning like something colder. The next day, I went to the police. Quietly. I gave them everything: the timestamps, the footage, the photos, the pattern. They told me they'd investigate discreetly. That night, I joined another family dinner, our last. He didn't know yet. He poured me wine, asked about work, made small talk like nothing existed outside his perfect house. When dessert came, I slid an envelope across the table. He looked down. "What's this?" "Proof," I said. He opened it, saw stills from his own camera. The color drained from his face. No one spoke. His wife knew. I knew. And he knew. We knew. He whispered, "You don't understand." But I did. Perfectly. He stood up. I didn't move. His wife took the child and went upstairs. The sound of their footsteps disappeared. "You're going to destroy me," he said. I looked at him. "You already did that yourself." He started to say something else, But the sound of police sirens cut him off. His face turned white. He realized I'd timed it. The knock came minutes later, sharp, precise. He looked at me like a man drowning. "You called them." I didn't answer. They led him out in handcuffs, while our parents stood frozen, mouths open, unable to process it. I watched from the doorway. Not triumphant, not broken, just hollow. When the door closed behind him, the silence that followed felt almost merciful. Weeks passed. The story made the news in short, polite segments. No names, just a local man. His wife moved away with the child. I helped her pack, said little. There was nothing left to say. People asked how I could do that to my own brother. They didn't understand. He'd done it to himself long before I ever stepped in. Sometimes I still see his face in my dreams, confused, betrayed, like I'd turned on him. But then I remember the bruise, the way she whispered, "The chair hurts me." That's when the guilt quiets. Because some truths don't need forgiveness. They just need to be seen. And I made sure he'd never hide again.